that will satisfy your request, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, may I take a motion on the consent agenda, please? We've had a request to remove item 9C, which is G1, policy G1, the district leadership team, and I've got no other requests to move that. Yes, Mikkel reminds me that I should say to move it to the action agenda from the consent agenda.
I move that we accept the consent agenda of February 2nd, 2016, consisting of the Purchasing Accounting Report, Exhibit A1, the Human Resources Department Report, Exhibit 2, minutes for the special board planning meeting, December 21st, 2015, Exhibit A3, minutes for the board business meeting, January 5th, 2016, Exhibit A4, minutes for the board study session, January 19th, 2016, Exhibit A5, the 2016-2017 board meeting schedule, Exhibit A6, Lincoln Elementary School construction bid, Exhibit A7, community request to use Historical Liberty Elementary name, Exhibit A8, and board policies, C6, F2, G16, G18, and P6, Exhibits 9A, 9B, 9D, 9E, and 9F.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All right, any discussion on the motion? Michael?
Yeah, I just want to say on the Lincoln, the renaming of a school, I support it, which is why I didn't ask to take it off and put it on discussion item. But it concerns me, that I've asked for the last 2 years to put the issue of Parkview on the agenda. And when I went back, or it was pointed out to me that the last time the board did a renaming, it was at West High for, I believe, a field house. And so it just concerns me that it looks like because it's a Hispanic name that we're asking for in Parkview, that we're not addressing that. So I want to, make my request again, and here's a copy of the letter that I've written. This will be the third one, and I'm asking again if we can put the issue of Parkview on the agenda. The last time we did it, talked about it at the board, it went back to the community, school community council, and the principal was supposed to form a community group, and that hasn't happened. And so I believe that people in my community deserve the same respect and deference that we're giving to the people at Lincoln.
I can't verify or deny what you just said about the principal never forming a committee. All we know is that we have a request from one school coming from the school community council, among others, and we've never had that request coming from Parkview. But we'll look into it and see where we are in that process.
Right. Well, they were going to report back to us, so that's how I know it hasn't happened, because the Parkview's never report back to us.
Right. Thank you. All right. Any? All right. That's all I have. And then Rose, did you have one?
Well, I had one because I was at a meeting yesterday at Parkview about the name change, and I was rather shocked to find out that the administrative procedures for a name change has been changed as of March 4th of this year, and I had no idea about that. And I thought in our last meeting we were told that when administrative procedures were changed or developed, that we would see them as a board. And yet I had not seen these. It was kind of surprising to see a new administrative procedure on name change. And I am wondering, do we really have a policy that we see administrative procedures at the board level, or do we not? And what happened here?
So were they changed this March?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a wordsmith.
You updated the policy and.
Yeah, but it wasn't just wordsmithing. There was actual changes.
Yeah, and there's going to be a list that goes out in this week's weekly memo from the superintendent about all of them. And then if you had a concern, certainly you could just bring it to the policy subcommittee or to me if you have a
Okay,
concern.
but you know what? Well, okay, I hear what you're saying,
Uh-huh.
but this was on the website as approved as of March 4th, I believe it was, and I, for one, never saw it, never heard about it, and it was kind of off. And what you're saying to me is that we will have concerns, but are you saying they go into effect prior to the board seeing them?
The APs and Rosemary, I really don't understand at all your characterization, because how long you've been on the board and how long we've been doing this. but the administrative procedures, after the board changes a policy, they're updated.
Right.
If there's any change that changes anything substantially at all, they're circulated to the board before they go out. Otherwise, as a matter of routine, they've gone out for years and years.
And I know, but this was substantial, I felt.
So
And that's why
I
I'm
would-
asking.
Yeah, so can we discuss this maybe privately with Christina? Because my memory is that we did see changes to the APs a while ago after the policy was
I don't-
approved.
I don't,
Not on this
Not
one.
recently.
No.
Not this one.
no, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
because
But
it's
the
been
problem with
kind of
this one too is that we started a public process with it. And then when we met with the principal and Jim Martin, they're quoting a whole different process to us. We had no idea. So to me, it just seems like a major disconnect that if we're approving board policy, it's almost like we're writing a blank check to allow the bureaucracy then to change the procedures to counter the policies that we think we're approving.
It
So I
was
think we
more
need
than
to-
wordsmithing,
Yeah, we
is
need to
what I'm
look
trying
at
to
that
say.
whole
And
process.
what the changes, just so everybody knows, is it was what happened with Lincoln Elementary, that we changed Lincoln to Liberty. And the question was that they hadn't brought forth 3 names because there was only one proposed, so I changed it to say that the committee could bring forward up to 3 names to the board, and not, because
That's not the
before
only
it said
change that was-
3,
No, it wasn't.
and then this says up to 3. And then the other change was about the principal saying, well, if there's no support in the community for a name change, do we have to constitute a committee? So I think the only
Right,
other
that's a
change
major change.
was saying that if the principals go and talk to the community in the SEC and there's no support, that they don't have to constitute a committee
Right.
to discuss a name change. Those were the 2 changes.
So,
The committee was the big change, yes.
Yes.
So because we don't have this in front of us, it's difficult as a
Right.
board to talk about it. So I'd like us to move it to our next board meet. I mean, what do we need? Do we need to just come out to us through the memo
No,
so we can look at it? What do you, what's your
if they
suggestion?
have concerns about it, I mean, we can change administrative procedures at any time.
At any
So they
time.
can bring
I
them
agree with
to
that.
me,
Yeah.
or they can bring them to the policy subcommittee members, and then I mean,
So-
that's,
Well, and
Is
that's what
that-
I would suggest, is we have a policy
Right.
subcommittee meeting
so if there's a
today,
problem,
right?
yeah,
Let's
we
talk
do.
about
Yeah, we
this in
do.
that
We
meeting.
can bring that up.
Bring
and-
that up, bring your concerns to that meeting,
Right,
we'll discuss it.
Or I think the
Should be
concern,
prior to the meeting. Because
Right.
You can't have a
we
fourth
can't
board
have
member.
another.
Right.
No,
No.
Then it's a.
well, I guess
Right.
my,
Tell
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
we,
just, I just was wondering if when there's I think that was a major change. That it would show, that I thought we were gonna see them, major changes, that's all. And I agree with you, we've changed them and I've not gotten excited about it because they're just wordsmithing.
Well,
Usually this
the
was a major
purpose
change.
of the APs is to enact them.
Right, I
So
understand.
if what you're saying is you don't think this enacts the policy, then let's look at it.
I think that so may I make a suggestion? Since we are meeting this afternoon and you have voiced a
Right.
concern, as a policy committee, we can have Christina make a copy of that and we can look at it
Okay,
together. Is that
that's all,
right?
yeah, and
that's all I was suggesting.
Agree.
Okay. Great, thanks, Rosemary. All right, I believe we have completed the agenda for this portion of the meeting. And
So, declare the study session
I
adjourned.
need to declare the study session adjourned, and then we will take a motion to go into